come into turn 11 and there's a McLaren 720S behind me. He's got an active aero on the back, and it looks like the other car is a 992 GT3 with a big Dundon wing on it, so he's got some downforce. And you can see there's smoke coming out the bottom of the McLaren. Welcome back to It's Track Time. So instead of looking at data today, let's have some fun and show some laps on the track. So this is Chin Track Days, late September. It's 90 some degrees outside, not ideal for making power. I come into turn 11 and there's a McLaren 720S behind me. These cars make about 710 horsepower, so about 210 horsepower more than my engine. And so they're very, very fast on the back straight. Car's capable of 212 miles an hour. You can see it just leaving me here. But the interesting thing is he's braking at about 220 meters out, maybe 225 meters out, where I routinely would brake at 150 meters out. And with the new aero that I have, I was finding that if I hit the brakes at about 150 meters out, I had to let off the brakes to get to the apex. So you have a tremendous amount of braking power now because of the downforce. So I'm now braking at about 125 out and able to stop the car. So that gives me an advantage versus a car like this that's super fast on the straight but has to brake really early. Going into the carousel, I've got the added downforce, but I'm still trying to figure out how to use it. You can see this guy's doing pretty well. He's got an active aero on the back, so that doesn't produce a lot of downforce. It produces more braking power. You can see they're mainly using it whenever he slams the brakes down to create more drag and to put more downforce on the back of the car to keep the rear tires engaged when braking. It seemed like it had three positions. It was either completely clean when he went down the back straight, or it was half cocked up in a low drag scenario, like you can see it right there. It's kind of half cocked up, and then it goes all the way up when he goes into braking. So it has like a low drag downforce mode that it uses sometimes. You can see when it's going through the S's here, it looks like it's either down or in that low drag mode. Car's got the same amount of rubber as me pretty much. I mean, he has a 245 on the front and a 305 in the back, where I've got a 265 in the front and a 305 in the back. So mechanically, grip-wise, we're similar. But he's got just tremendous amount of power. So the minute, like you can see right here, he's going to go onto this short straight. And the minute he gets onto that straight, he's going to just open up and leave me in the dust. This Miata is like right in the wrong spot here, so I got to get around it. Now I'm offline, and I really need to set up for the back straight so this guy doesn't just completely bury me. But I'm coming into it slower, and you can see what that 210 horsepower does for you. This guy just completely disappears. Like you can't even see him by the end of the straight here. He's completely gone, and the car I'm in is a 160 mile an hour car, so it's not like it's slow. But now I can brake late on him, and you can see the gap already closing right there. And in the minute I come around this corner, now I'm within striking distance of him again. And all this low speed stuff, the power, he's not going to have much of an advantage with the power, so I can close it down here somewhat. And I should be able to close it down on the carousel, but because I'm not using that downforce as much yet, I got to get past the mental block on it and double down on my speed there. You can see he's holding about the same gap on me here, so he doesn't have the downforce that I have. So that's just mental. He's not using the straddle method here on 19, so I can do that and cut off a little bit of his time there. And then he's going to have to slow down for 20. I can brake late here and close it down. But now here we go on the front straight, and once again he's just going to take off and just completely leave me in the dust. So every time you kind of get up close to him, you get a straight, and he's long gone. Now he's going to hit some traffic. That's going to slow him down. And maybe if I get to the traffic at the right moment, maybe I can get close this down even more. So he gets around the first car at about the right spot. He's trying to get around both of these cars before he gets into the S's, and he only got around one of them, and I didn't get around either of them. So now I've got to deal with this. Come up on this Boxster, try to get around him. I'm going to burn up quite a bit, but he's stuck behind the other car, and I can't really see what that is yet. Okay, now I got to pass, and I need to get to the outside of this guy. And it looks like the other car is a 992 GT3 with a big Dundon wing on it, so he's got some downforce. And once again, this McLaren's going to disappear on me. Let's see if I can catch up here a little bit, but I think he's going to open up a big gap on me right here. Okay, so now I got to get around this 992 GT3, and at least I can do the right line here, so I can go around with the correct line. And now the McLaren starts pulling over, and you can see there's smoke coming out the bottom of the McLaren, so it's got some kind of a mechanical problem. And now I can get around this GT3 here. So yeah, one McLaren dealer once told me, a guy that was out at the track, it wasn't working right. He once told me that the right number of McLarens to have at the track is 3, because that's how many you're going to need to get through the track weekend. And you can see an example of it right there. He didn't make it through the session, and some kind of a mechanical issue happened, and he's limping in. Yeah. Whenever I would hang out with the McLaren guys and go out on their cars and stuff, I was always amazed at how they knew where all the exits were on the track, because they'd broken down at all different places, and they knew where to slip through the wall to get off the track. It was actually pretty hilarious. But anyway, that was a fun day. It was fun riding with that car, and there was actually a couple of McLarens out there that day, so they're always fun because they're so much faster on the straights, but then you can kind of catch them on the turny section. So hope to see you guys out at the track next time.